All right. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, everybody. For those of you that are brand new to this, we are working on sharing our worldwide Mario Kart time trials live stream. So, this is all about our live stream. So, what we're going to do is this we are going to close out my preview here. And what we're going to do today is here is our worldwide Mario Kart results stream. Now, I've gotten quick mic check. Hopefully the sound is coming through okay. I'll just unmute myself and double check and it's working. All right. So, first things first, right now we have been hiding this from all of you, and I am sorry, but also not sorry. So what we're going to do is this. Let me get my camera back up here. I would like to be able to see this. So first things first, I want to start with what we did and why we did this. So first thing I want to share is our goal with this event was to bring together players from all around the world in a first ever worldwide competition. So our goal with this is to get everybody on the same page competing. And I'm going to really show you something cool in a second. I want to give a special shout out to WormSec, the Western Region Middle School Esports Conference. They piloted this program over the last 2 years, dealt with me as I refined the spreadsheet, the scoreboard, the submissions, all of that. So special shout out to them and thank you for letting me use you as your test dummies on this. So what we ended up with is here's some cool stats. First things first, people that participated and people that registered, we had over 909 participants register for this competition. These participants included members of the Western Region Middle School Esports Conference, where we had about 170 of those middle schoolers participate. This represented 101 unique organizations. So 101 different organizations representing 11 countries from around the world. So this was, as far as I'm aware, one of the largest competitions of this nature. And my elevator pitch for this has always been, I have the opportunity for middle schoolers to participate against collegiate kids from Mexico, to participate against an elementary school in Australia, and compete against a high school in California. It was awesome. Just to kind of put this in perspective, we had schools from Australia, Belgium, Chile, China, Mexico, Nigeria, Puerto Rico, Thailand, Trinidad and Tobago, the UK, and the United States. So we had folks from all over the world here, and it was incredibly cool. At the end of it, we had, I believe, just over 2,000 times that were submitted to the tracks across all of the different weeks and across all of the different times. So, without further ado, let's do a quick recap of our weeks. Some of you have seen these. Week 1 started off in Sweet Sweet Canyon. We've got folks at the top from Discovery Canyon Campus High, William McFadden Technical, Central Library of Rochester showing up in week 1. We got North Paulding, Westlake Charter. We got some middle schools showing up on the worldwide leaderboard, which was pretty awesome. Week 2, very, very similar. We've got Discovery Canyon and William T. McFadden taking first and second. Week 3, same thing. After week 3, it seems that Discovery Canyon dropped out. So we start seeing a ton of North Paulding schools showing up. We've got Soldem. I think you just mentioned that you were here participating. You are showing up here. We've got a bunch of folks from the Special Olympics program in Pennsylvania. Got Boys and Girls Clubs of the Umpqua Valley. And then we start getting into week 4. William T. McFadden is on top. Central Library, Victor is coming in close on second. And meanwhile, this whole time, we've been tracking the points. We've been keeping these leaderboards active. William T. McFadden staying in first throughout most of this. Week 6, Orifier still sitting on top. Victor is hanging out with, if you look at the difference on these, this is less than, I don't know, less than 1,000th of a, look at how tiny that is. That difference between those, we've got a split second lead here between these two. The difference between first, second, third, and fourth is less than 1 second across the board. Absolutely incredible, super duper cool. Week 7 looks like we had Central Library start kicking it into gear, and Victor started hopping up on the leaderboard here in first, finally topping William T. McFadden's player Orifier. We've got North Paulding sitting there in third, but these two are, you're going to see their names a lot. Oh, that's a fun comment. These times before we started letting him take the Switch home to practice. It seems truly that practice seems to be making perfect. I loved watching the little video snippets of him at the end of those time trials. Week 8, we start getting really close here. Orifier and Victor still top in the leaderboard. And after week 8, we have our top 16 participants across the leaderboard. So here was our score going into the playoffs. And I absolutely want to do a shout out here. The folks that, this is kind of a learning experience for us to really do this worldwide. And we've got a lot of good feedback, and we're going to be making changes for when we do this again. And yes, I said when we do this again. Couple of things just to note here. For the playoff rounds, the leaderboards for those are going to go up after this stream, so you can look at all of the participants. Everybody was welcome to submit times, but for the playoff rounds, the scores were added to these 16 players. It's kind of like a cut to the top 16, but without requiring only the top 16 to be playing. So just to kind of make that note, going into the playoffs, we had Orifier with a lead over Victor, and then we had 2 players from North Paulding High School, Dustpan and Icewave, and then going on down. So our top 3 going into playoffs, we've got representatives from all over. We've got McFadden. So playoff round 1. This was our round 1 submissions, and this were their times. The times will be up in the leaderboard after this. But round 1 playoffs was Victor coming in first, Orifier coming in second, Dustpan, and then Flashes Esports coming in third. We've got Sopa coming in fifth. And all the way down, we even get some middle school representation coming in from Wormsec. We got Mighty over here from Westlake Charter School coming in at 7th. Georgia Cyber Academy, Evan sitting at 6th. So top 5 on the playoff bracket. And I will go ahead and pull up the leaderboard for that as well, just because I know I wanted to look at the times for this. This will also be live. Difference was less than 1 second on that playoff leaderboard for round 1. We ended up with a 1:57.895 as our time here versus a 1:58.563, and then coming in after that at 2:01 and down. So round 1 for the playoffs, that is our top 5 on this. So excited he unplugged his controller. That's funny. So round 2, we go into round 2 of these playoffs, and the difference again, barely under a second on these times. Some of these names are going to look familiar. Round 2, we end up with Victor over Orifier again. And then Sopa Soldum, you pop in at 3rd place on this one. So difference here, we've got Dustpan falling down to 6 on the playoff bracket. But again, top 2 on here is Victor and Orifier. So difference on these, we've got less than 1 1 second on these. 2:01, 2:02. Again, great times, everybody. Like, look at how close all of these top 16 are. Like, yeah, Soldem in round 2 ends up in top 3, 204.39 versus 204.41. So that is a difference of 21 hundredths of a second between those two. So 21 hundredths of that. Round 2, I think, was Sunshine Airport is what I've got there. I believe round 2 was Sunshine Airport, yeah. Round 1 was Royal Raceway. Round 1 was Royal Raceway. Round 2 was Sunshine Airport. And then we get into round 3, and honestly, this one wasn't even close. Round 3, our first place racer on round 3 got a 156.7, and second place had a 159. So if you know your times and you remember those, round 3, we have Victor coming in again in top of this. So those were our playoff rounds. We end up with Victor taking home all 3 first place rounds in the playoffs. And let's start looking at our grand totals. So our final standings here, and we are doing this bottom up. I am dragging this out. I'm so not sorry about this. So if I can get it to open, in 15th place at the end of all things with their grand total, we have Villa Park High School Bryson in 15th place with a grand total of 66 points across the entire season. So Villa Park High School, I believe, is VPHS. So congratulations, Bryson, in 15th. In 14th, from Terra High School, Adam at 74 points across the season. We're going to get into some fun numbers here that's going to end up, there's actually going to be these next ones. In 13th and 12th, we have Georgia Cyber and Westlake Charter. Again, that's across the entire season. Westlake Charter's mighty 12th in the world across all of this with a total of 108 points on the season. And this one's fun. In 11th, 10th, 9th place, we have a 3-way tie at 111 points. So it says 10 and 11, but this is 1 second. Hold on, I'll check that out in a minute for you. This is 10th, 11th, but this is 9, 10, and 11 is a 3-way tie at 111 points. So Zombolina and Volcanian from North Paulding are going to have to battle it out, but also Berean Christian School, Namrod at 111 points as well. So 9th place, 10th, and 11th overall on the season. We have Namrod, Zombolina, and Volcanian. And in terms of tiebreakers, it's going in the playoff points order. So Namrod is in 9th, Zombolina and Volcanian in 10th and 11th. So in 8th with 123 points, we also have a tie between the Special Olympic Pennsylvania esports player Brancis and North Paulding High School's Eldstapor. I'm so sorry about that. I probably got that wrong. Both of them at 123. In 6th place on the total season at 154, we've got North Paulding's Ice Wave. In 5th and 4th place with 155 points, Soldem, 5th overall at 155. Keep in mind, you beat Ice Wave by a singular point. 10 points more from Flashes. We've got Lustrous Fiber 40 at 165. So there is quite the jump between these and our top 3 who are next. Top 3 points come in at 214. In 3rd place, worldwide, we have North Paulding High School's Dustpan. In third place worldwide at 214 points, we have Dustpan from North Paulding High School. 165 in fourth compared to 214 in third place. And as soon as I reveal two, you're going to know one. So I'm going to go a little bit quickly through that. In second and then first place, we have Victor and then Orifier. Orifier beating Victor out by 22 points on the season, but congratulations to McFadder's Technical Orifier taking first place overall around the world. And if you want to see the full standings, I've got them on the next slide here. This is our scores 1st through 15th over the entire season. We've got Orifier, Victor, and then Dustpan. So out of a grand total of 900 people that registered to participate, we ended up with about 480 submitting times. And if we're interested in the final score standing for the schools worldwide, and this leaderboard will be back published in just a minute. The final season standings for schools, we've got North Paulding High School at 686 and 210 for William T. McFadder. So first place program in the world is North Paulding High School, followed by William T. McFadder, followed by Special Olympics Pennsylvania Esports. Central Library of Rochester coming in 4th place in the world, and then Westlake Charter coming in at 5th. So, with all that being said, congratulations to our winning teams here. And I'm going to, here's the final playoff score leaderboard. I kind of hid this one because people would have done the math. In just the playoffs, our scores went Victor, Orifier, and then Dustpan. Dustpan ended up with 3rd, and Orifier ended up in 1st overall based on the points earned during the season. Quick kind of discussion point, something to share for the future and our, plans for redoing this. One thing that we didn't want to have happen, and one thing that we noticed, is we actually had a player who was eligible for top 16, but hadn't raced after week 3. That was a Discovery Canyon player. What we didn't want to have happen in the future was to have a player who only played a few weeks, made top 16, and then only won the playoff rounds getting first. Didn't seem fair to the players that had participated consistently all season. So that being said, that was our playoff leaderboard. And I will say, and we're still confirming this, but we will absolutely be doing this again. Our plan is to be doing this again this coming spring. If you participated already, then you should get an email about it, but keep an eye out on our socials. Keep an eye out on your email inboxes. We will share this again in the future. Again, good game to everybody that was participating. Thank you all so much. And like I said, we will absolutely plan to be back in the future. So I'll leave that up here. The Royal Raceway question. Let me check. Oh no, you have to see the back end of the spreadsheet. Our Royal Raceway playoffs round 1 leaderboard is Royal Raceway. Sopa, I have you in 4th place overall on the Royal Raceway at 201.3. Orifier, thank you so much for participating. Thank you, Central Library. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for sharing everything. Those of you that got to jump in. Be really fun. Maybe next year, try to get some more videos of play, get the kids doing a video of it. And then I'm going to go ahead and I will make these back live again so that everybody can kind of see these. You get to see the back end of the spreadsheet mess. And I will go ahead and put the overall leaderboard back up as well as each of our playoff leaderboards. So thank you, Horfire, for that. I appreciate it. This should be back live here again. So on our Mario Kart page, you should have our leaderboard live again so that you should be able to see all of those if you'd like. Yeah, Soldem, if you're curious, it is now back up on our leaderboard with our playoff round 1, 2, and 3 all up there and published. So yeah, you should be able to see those up here. These probably need to be cleaned up a little bit, but Royal Raceway, Soldem, you had 4th, and then Sunshine Airport, 3rd, and then Dolphin Shoals, we have 7th. So these are all up again. Our overall leaderboard with our playoff standings, as well as our final standings, should all be here. Absolutely well played. Thank you all so much. Yeah, and if any of your schools want to get together and coordinate matches with one another or coordinate a fun event, feel free to reach out if you're interested. I'm happy to connect you with the other teams and other coaches. So thank you all. We'll be back in the spring. Keep an eye out. So thank you again, and hope that you all have a wonderful rest of your days.